wrestling is ridiculous. That's why I'm doing it.
Your partnership with Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah, I don't trust her. I think she would do something stupid and she would run away. And
that Chicago street fight match was probably the wildest thing.
I will miss a scissor kick onto Thumbtacks for you fans any day.
Welcome if you're in Ring the Belle, this is DS, and we got a very special guest here. We got the strongest, the toughest women in AEW, Kris Statlander here. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Always good to have you back. So last time we talked, it was like right before All Out 2023, and you teased like a cute outfit that we'll be having, and we all saw the glorious Zoolander outfit.
Yes.
We found out that you're a big fan of Ben Stiller.
I had that gear made, I think, before I had gotten injured, so I had been like saving it for something special, and I never knew when I was going to, bust it out. All Out is the name of the pay-per-view. Might as well go out all out for All Out. My last name is Statlander, and Zoolander was just very... It's right there. It's obvious. I was like, I just have to do it.
What was your reaction when Ben Stiller reacted to your outfit saying, ridiculously good looking?
Every time he interacted with anything that I did, I screenshot it and I have it saved on my phone. As soon as I got the notification, I was like, yep, I'm saving this. I'll make a collage one day, I'm sure.
And he's not wrong, because ridiculously good looking. You've been looking so good lately, because all the fashion you've been serving lately, all the backstage segments and everything, and then that Pulp Fiction cosplay with Willow was so cute. Tell me all about your fashion inspiration lately. What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what has inspired me lately, but I've just been feeling very inspired basically with fashion, where it's like I was never really that person ever growing up. I was just kind of very insecure, and it's like it's hard to like when you have a lot of muscle, it's kind of hard to find a lot of things that like accentuate the way you want to. But I also am kind of like an out there person, where it's like if I see a cool thing to wear, I want to wear it, and I can get away with wearing it because it's wrestling, and wrestling is so crazy and ridiculous. I try so hard to like be like, oh, I want this to be my aesthetic, but it's like I like how a lot of different things look on me, and it's like one day I'll wear a skirt and heels, the next day I'll wear a back top and cut out jeans, and then I'll wear basically like denim chaps one day. Like I don't have a specific aesthetic, and I just wear crazy things that I like, and I know that I will get away with wearing because this is just kind of a thing that I do now. So, and I know people think that it's ridiculous, but it's like wrestling is ridiculous. That's why I'm doing it.
One time you had this really cool shoulder accessory, and I'm like, what is that? Turns out it's your actual lizard.
Yes.
Boots, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about Boots and Boots AEW experience.
I mean, I only ever bring her when we're like in the Charlotte area, when we're because that's where I live, and I can't really travel with her too far because she needs her heat lamps and stuff like that. But for a day trip, she's more than fine. I just love her. I love bringing her to work with me anytime I get the chance to, because everyone at work loves her. And I know that reptiles aren't everybody's thing, but I feel like when I show how like goofy and silly that she is, it's kind of like not a gateway, but it's like a little introduction into showing that like, oh, some things aren't as intimidating and scary as you might think they are. And I know, and again, I always like, if there's someone that has like a very crazy fear and they're afraid, they don't want to look, they don't want to touch, I always try and like be respectful of the people that are around me. But for the most part, everyone's pretty like okay, if not obsessed with her.
You know, some of the wrestlers in the past came out with their pets here and there. Would that be a possibility? Or no? I don't know. I don't know too much about lizards.
I don't think I would do that. I don't trust her. I think she would do something stupid, and she would run away and hide in the crowd. She also jumps off of things. Like, she has no self-awareness, no desire to be smart at all. She's very silly, which I know sounds like she has like a crazy wild personality for a reptile, but it's like she kind of does. I don't think besides being like a little backstage icon, I don't think there's much for her as far as a ringside thing.
Now, we have to talk about the All Out 2024 in Chicago. That Chicago street fight match was probably the wildest thing I've ever seen. Tell me about that match. Oh my God.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, I know like hardcore wrestling is not for everybody, and that wasn't even like the most hardcore style out there, because there's true death matches, and I have not done that, but I feel like that was probably the most crazy stuff that I've ever done personally, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It takes a certain kind of person to want to get into wrestling and to be okay with getting hurt and doing it on purpose. But then is like to go an extra step and like be willing to risk the possibility of landing in thumbtacks or getting hit with chairs or getting hit with a light tube or missing a scissor kick onto thumbtacks, and walking out okay and standing tall after it. And I had so much fun. Like that stuff was like so exciting for me. I have never felt like cooler in my life. I know that like I come off as a crazy person saying stuff like that, but it's like the pain like fuels me. It's weird. I'm not like obsessed. Like I don't like being in pain, but it's like being able to get hurt and be okay. And then I'm like, no, I'm good. Let's go.
So what went through your head when you did that split leg on the thumbtacks? Because that was wild.
I mean, I didn't feel good about it. It wasn't what I wanted to happen. It wasn't also like the best plan to be like, let me go for a scissor kick. Like, because I was gonna have to land on it in some degree anyway, but I wasn't planning on her moving out of the way. So that was not, that wasn't my goal. But I on the bright side, it got one of the craziest reactions that I've ever heard, and I am happy that I was able to create that moment by sacrificing my loin.
Truly serving entertainment. I loved it.
Yes.
Mercedes Moné called this match one of the greatest women's street fight matches she's ever seen. Mm-hmm. But on the same answer, she said she is concerned about ultraviolence, right? She does not want her brother to watch something that's too violent. What's your thought on that?
I mean, like I said, everyone has their different perspectives on hardcore wrestling, and I would understand. So, like he wouldn't she wouldn't want him to see her in that type of position as a sibling, and sometimes people don't need to be exposed to that level of violence, and to see like people being okay and be like, oh, these are the coworkers that work with my sister. So I completely understand that. I respect that. It's not for everybody. Just like the same way where it's like most of my independent career was based off of intergender wrestling, and I know that's not for everybody. But if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be the wrestler that I am today. So it's just everyone has their opinions, everyone has their own journeys. But I don't think it's right to shame someone for wanting or not wanting it. It's just what it is. Everyone has their own path.
Now, one of the things I enjoyed so much was your partnership with Stokely Hathaway. Yeah. I loved it.
I know.
What a great partnership. And I am so sad that you guys went your separate ways. Tell me, what happened? What happened?
I mean, well, for the most part, the billing statement kind of was the big... That's mostly what happened, where, we had a common goal in destroying Willow. And I think we accomplished that. But I think we just didn't have any sort of, we didn't have any other goals after that. Like, the goal was to take care of her. I think after that, we just kind of decided, you know what, job is done. It was kind of like a handshake, and you helped me, I helped you. We'll see if we meet our paths cross in the future or something. And then, he tried to pass a Spanish quiz and put my belt on the line, or my title shot on the line that I rightfully won. He put that on the line without me knowing, lost it, so not my fault. I also just had to give him the boot for that, because how dare you take my opportunities away from me.
Speaking to Busted Open Radio, you previously said that you do feel a bit awkward on microphone sometimes. Has your experience with Hathaway, who's so funny on the microphone, did that help you grow more?
I think so. He always speaks his mind on the microphone, and I think that's kind of like it gave me a little bit more confidence to be like, no, I can just say what I'm feeling. Just speak, and it's going to be okay. And I feel like I've been fortunately able to speak a lot more, and I am getting more comfortable with saying what I want to say and not dragging it out, I'd say.
Another shocking split we saw, though, was when you punched Orange Cassidy.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you feel about that now?
I do have some regrets, I will admit. I don't think he deserved it, because he had been my best friend for so long, and I think a lot of things was just really getting to me, where it's like best friends had broken up. Willow was getting a lot more spotlight over me, and I was letting everything get to me, and I was taking it out on the wrong people. And I don't know if there's ever a chance for reconciliation, but if there were to be, I would be very grateful because I admire and respect Orange so much.
Well, hopefully that friendship comes back together. But, a lot of your fans actually really enjoyed you being the bad bleep board. In a way, like, your villain era was so cool. Like, do you wish, almost in a way, that you played it a little longer?
I didn't hate it, for sure. It's definitely something that I don't know if I, per se, have gotten rid of all of those bad girl tendencies. I think I can incorporate kind of some of the tactics that I did, and bring that into even this newer version of me now. There's nothing wrong with taking things a little bit past the limit to get what you want.
Like you love saying lately, you're the strongest, the toughest woman in AEW. But the powerhouse market in women's wrestling right now has been tougher than ever. We've got Camille in AEW, of course, Jordynne Grace, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Lash Legend, Zarya. Like, it's been tougher than ever to be the powerhouse woman in pro wrestling. What's your thought on that?
It's so fun being strong, and it's becoming like socially acceptable. Like, I feel like people are starting to be like, no, I don't want to be a damsel in distress type person anymore. Like, I want to be strong and I want to be able to handle myself. And I think having that be kind of an aspect in women's wrestling now, and it's like a consistent thing where it's like, oh, these people are incredible, they're beautiful, they're amazing, they're talented, they're strong, they're confident, and they are kicking butt, and people respect them and they admire them. And it's like, it's empowering being one of those people, because it's like we work hard, yes, and it's okay to, want to have that for yourself. And it's okay if you don't want to either. It's just nice that it's like, it's a different goal that people will want to attain than what's the usual.
Something that we've been seeing from Mercedes Moné or Willow Nightingale is that we saw them pop up here and there at New Japan and STARDOM. And there was a rumor from Dave Meltzer that STARDOM wanted you for their big Tokyo Dome show. So is there any interest from you for branching outside of AEW?
Of course, yeah. I would absolutely love to do that. I have heard that rumor before, and when I heard it in rumor was the first time that I had heard about it. Like, I think some people probably speculated the fact that it was like I had anything to do with it, or it was like I didn't want to go, but I never even knew about it. I don't know about most things that go on until they are like right in front of my face and like flat out explained to me. But yeah, I would absolutely adore going to Japan or Mexico, or even just doing one of the New Japan shows here in the States. It's like I absolutely would love to be a part of that. I don't know why people would think I wouldn't want to broaden my horizons and learn from somewhere I've never been before.
And last time we talked, you said that you wanted more time for AEW's women's division and asked fans to keep using their voice. A little bit more than a year later, how do you feel about where women's division is now?
I think obviously it's amazing. We are getting to do multiple matches a show. And I think it's because we are, so many women just continue to step up their game on a consistent basis and try so hard. And it's like, we have so much to prove all the time, and we are proving it, and we are showing that we are one of the most exciting parts of every show that we are a part of. And it's very humbling and honoring to be a part of it, and to constantly be like, no, this is what you want to watch.
The last question is, what excites you the most about AEW women's division right now? Because there's so much going on.
There's so much going on, and I'm very thankful to be a part of it in any amount. There's so many people that I have never worked with and that I haven't wrestled. I want to wrestle, and I feel like that just keeps me wanting to, again, just keep working on myself and improving and stepping up my game all the time. So people don't just see me and they think that I'm like a one-trick pony or anything. I'm going to keep changing everything I do and keep improving myself. I want to just put on great matches with everyone that I can, and I hope to be sorry, I don't know.
I can kind of hear, but not really.
I think I'm on the 7th floor of this hotel. I don't know what passed that was that loud. I was like, what is that?
Well, you know what? There's so many matches I want to see from you. Like, there's dream matches after dream matches. You versus Mercedes, Jamie Hayter. Like, there's Athena, so many good ones. Oh my god.
Athena, Mariah. There's so many girls that I've never wrestled, and I'm like, I have to beat up every single one of them as soon as possible. I don't know what we're waiting for.
Well, I'm so here for it. Well, thank you, Kris Statlander, for giving us this time. What's the message you have for your fans who's been using their voice, like you said, and they're cheering for you, they're here for you? What do you want to tell them?
I want to say thank you for using your voice for us, and I hope that as much as you have not disappointed us, I hope we have not disappointed you, and that we are constantly giving you the best and most exciting action that we can all the time. And I will I will miss a scissor kick onto Thumbtacks for you fans any day, if you need me to. If that's what's gonna lure you in, I will do it for you. Okay, I'm willing to do this, so stick around.